Before tucked and nestled away in the Old Testament, there is a story of a people who were enslaved for approximately 400 years in Egypt. And there was a clarion call from heaven, and God said to Moses, "Go and tell Pharaoh, let my people go." The response of Moses to God was, "I have never been able to talk. I couldn't talk before I met you, and I can't talk now." God says to him, "Go and tell Pharaoh to let my people go." So it is the challenge of that clarion call for everyone on this terrestrial ball called planet Earth to be agents of change wherever we are. The paradox of our age, our situation of existence and reality demands that something change. According to a Christian minister by the name of Bob Moorhead, he says that the paradox of our time, 2013, is this: we have taller buildings but shorter tempers. We have wider freeways but narrower viewpoints. We spend more but have less. We buy more but enjoy less. We have bigger houses but smaller families, more conveniences but less time. We have more degrees but less sense, it seems. We have more knowledge but less judgment, more experts yet more problems, more medicine but less wellness. It seems to me that there are some things that must change. We've learned how to make a living but not a life. We've added years to life but not life to our years. We have been all the way to the moon, but we can't seem to go across the street or just next door to shake a neighbor's hand who may not look like us or speak the same language. We've conquered outer space, but not our inner space. We've cleaned up the air, but we polluted our souls. We've conquered the atom, but our own prejudice we can't seem to get a hold of. We write more, but we learn less. We plan more, but we accomplish less. We've learned to rush, but not to wait. We build computers to hold more information, but more and more we communicate less with one another. It seems to me this morning that there are some things that need to change. These are the times of fast food and slow digestion, bigger men and women with smaller character, steep profits but shallow relationships. These are the days of two-income homes but more divorce, fancier houses but broken homes. It seems to me that there are some things that need to change. The level of poverty in the United States and around the world is escalating to unimaginable heights. Disproportionate number of black males behind bars even this morning. Debt and its debilitating impact on our ability to establish wealth. Something needs to change. Drug addiction and the ramification that it has on our families and our children who are born addicted to drugs. Something needs to change. I'm here to tell you, with the rise of unemployment in places that we are familiar with, something needs to change. There is something about what's going on right now that demands that something change. Therefore, the God who never makes a mistake and who refuses your no will give you exactly what you need to help change the game. You and I have a responsibility, a calling. It is incumbent upon all of us to do all we can to be an agent in the hand of the eternal, to make sure that things are different and that they are not left the same once we leave the room. God said to Moses, "I want you to go to Egypt and tell Pharaoh, I said, let my people go. Pharaoh's response was, I couldn't talk before I met you, and I can't talk now. Could it have been that Moses did not want to go and be a game changer because there were some things in his own life that had not changed? He said, I couldn't talk before I met you. I can't talk now. How can I go to polished metropolitan Egypt and tell Pharaoh, the king god of Egypt, to let your people go? I can't talk. And maybe in our lives it is the same problem, that there are some things in our own lives that has not changed. Maybe it's a missed opportunity, an empty bank account. Maybe it's early childhood trauma or tragedy. Maybe no family support. Maybe continual opposition to the progress, personal and otherwise. Maybe it's the lack of confidence. You're saying today, I hear you, but there are some things in my own life that has not changed. How can I be a game changer? Well, we are familiar with those who, despite the opposition in their lives, changed the game. Somebody like Ben Carson. It was a life of destitution and underachievement, but yet he became a game changer. Neurosurgeon. Now sits as the director of pediatric surgery at Johns Hopkins Hospital. The late Charles Drew was a game changer. The late Thurgood Marshall, a game changer against the odds of racism and being rejected into Maryland's law school. He became an attorney, of course, of civil rights and argued very successfully the Brown versus the Board of Education, Topeka, Kansas, 1954, which declared racial segregation in public schools unconstitutional. We know of game changes, and so God says to Moses, I want you to go and tell Pharaoh, I said, let my people go. Moses says, Lord, please, let somebody else do it. Don't you hear that sound in 2013 when all of the needs that are before us and every one of us has been given the call, that clarion call from above to change the game? Can't you hear that echo resounding across our communities? Lord, let somebody else do it. Let the church do it. Let the synagogue do it. Let the mosque do it. Let the government do it. Let law enforcement do it. Let political figures and activists do it. Let the NAACP and EAN and Urban League and SCLC and ACLU and all of the other alphabets. Lord, please let somebody else do it. I like this story. God says to him, what about your brother Aaron? He is very articulate and eloquent in speech. I'll send him with you, and he will speak for you. Now, if I was in church, I'd preach just a little bit right here. Because what God is saying to him is, even though you are not eloquent in tongue and you have a stuttering problem, you still have to go, but you ain't got to go by yourself. Oh, I wish I was in church. Let me tell you that there is a power on the inside that no matter whatever is against you, you still have to go, but you're not by yourself. Why don't you just tell somebody at your table, you're not alone, you're not alone. Come on.